Before I start, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time. I know your time is valuable, and appreciate your support deeply. Um, Video time focused on identifying low participation market environments and understanding they look like on a chart. This video exists because recognizing the environment is not the same as knowing how to respond to it. So when traders, respond incorrectly to this environment, the damage doesn't, happen all at once. It happens slowly. So that slow damage, and the reason this, video belongs in PBS curriculum, why this, topic exists. Before PBS existed, I didn't understand this environment. I saw slow movement, assumed, opportunity. And I saw clean candles and assumed that they were good reads. And over time, I lost a lot of money trying to trade these markets, and they look tradable, but just refused to follow through. So that experience forced me, forced a different question: is not where can I get in, but does this environment even deserve my capital right now? That question is the foundation of PBS, not avoidance, but earned participation, as we talked about prior. Why low voltage participation environments are structurally hostile, and low participation does not mean nothing is happening. Price still moves, candles still form, and patterns still appear, but those movements are not being supported by sustained commitment. This creates an environment where moves start easily and we stop easily, and as well as the follow through is unreliable. So reversals happen faster than expected. The environment doesn't, punish you with chaos, it punishes you with false confidence. And that's where your pocketbook is concerned. And PBS does not confuse motion with opportunity. What PBS is actually diagnosing is volume, not diagnosing volume itself, it's diagnosing, commitment, basically. It asks one central question: is price being carried forward by participation, or is it just drifting because participation is missing? That's important. When PBSS identifies that price is being carried, it does, participate decisively and with confidence, and you'll see all the modules lighting up like candles. When PBS identifies drift, it waits. Participation is earned, not forced. We don't enforce that, so it's losses. Diagnose layer one. So price efforts versus progress. The first thing PBS evaluates is the price behavior itself. The low participation environment, price moves, but does not travel, advance, stall, and pullbacks, just erase progress. It's gone. So highs and lows compress instead of expanding, stay at zero zone. This tells us that, capital is probing, not committing. So when this effort is visible, but progress is, not being held, PBS does not interpret that as opportunity. It interprets it as a warning. And this is where most traders push forward. It's a mistake. PBS sets, steps back, and capital is, intact when effort does begin, producing progress again. So we'll talk a little bit about candles and the illusion. So candles and the illusion of clarity. Candles and the illusion basically, show outcomes, not conditions. They show where price went, not how it got there. In low participation environments, candles aggravate conviction. It's important. Clean shapes, form without sponsorship, and textbook patterns appear and they fail. And PBS does not discard candles. It, contextualizes them. So when participation is present, candles confirm strength. And when participation is absent, candles can deceive you. So this is why PBS never lets candles make decisions on their own. Candles can, describe what just happened, but they cannot tell you whether it, deserves that continuation or whether it's going to keep going or not. So diagnostic layer 2, the ATR, and the question of persistence. So ATR answers that critical question: does expansion hold in low participatory environments? ATR spikes briefly, expansion collapses, compression returns quickly back to that zero line. When expansion refuses to stay, expanded, PBS stops looking for better entries and starts rejecting the message the environment itself is saying, not yet. That patience is not passive. It's, preparatory. Because when ATR expands and holds, PBS recognizes that participation may be returning, and it'll let you know. Diagnose layer number 3, EMA behavior, the carry or drift, basically. So PBS does not trade EMA crosses blindly. It watches behavior, and in low participation environments, EMA's flat. Price cut through them rapidly. So, separation never really develops, and flat overlapping averages, are not neutral. That's that zero line. They are the market telling you that direction is not being carried right now. The EMAs, regain slope, separation, and respect. PBS recognizes that structure in the beginning of the support participation again, and will let you know that, hey, it's coming back, we've got volume building. So diagnostic layer number 4 is the momentum and stability. Momentum should be able to hold if intent exists. In low participation environments, momentum spikes fail quickly, and directional zones don't hold. The center dominates, and if momentum cannot stay directional, PBS assumes intent is missing. So when momentum, does hold a line and conform direction across time frames, PBS treats that as evidence that participation has returned, and that you will see. And diagnostic layer number 5 is structural failure at fall spikes. Support and resistance behave differently here. Remember that, behave very different. Instead of resolving direction, breaks don't, accelerate. Rejections don't follow through, and levels pull price back into the middle. So when structure repeatedly fails to resolve, PBS does not blame execution. It recognizes that the environment is recycling basic liquidity and not building opportunity at all. When structures resolve cleanly, PBSS recognizes that the market is no longer recycling, it is committing. Okay. So the hidden cost most traders never really factor in is when participation is thin, price moves more easily. Spreads and slippage matter more. Marginal setups turn negative really quick. This is why PBS doesn't just ask, can this work? It asks, is this worth paying for? Really. So when participation is present and, alignment appears, PBSS, accepts the, cleaner execution, better follow through, and positive acceptancy. The decision, PBS makes is when low participation conditions dominate, PBS really stands down. Not because the system avoids engagement, but because engagement is conditional at that point, and you're just guessing, really. And PBS is built, to participate when alignment appears. So when multiple modules agree, price behavior, utility structure, and confirmation, PBS recognizes that condition and, does deserve the participation. And what alignment looks like in PBS does not require perfection, but when all 4 out of 4 modules align, PBS treats that as earned opportunity and not hope. These moments do exist, and they are very nice. They are fewer, and that's why they matter. So you really want to watch for those lining up if you're running the system correctly. PBSS waits for them on purpose, and that's because, the rule that have saved me, thousands of times is that I wait on that. Now I don't impulsively go, oh wow, it's trend smoothing. No, I look at get the clarity of the movement. Just because something is identifiable doesn't mean, it's tradable. So let's keep that in mind. But when participation, structure, and confirmation align, PBS is not hesitant, and you will see that it is prepared when standing down is progress, and standing down is not the goal. Participation really is the goal. So standing down is just how PBS protects capital. So protection happens when it matters the most, and that's when your win rate starts really feeling what this system can do for you. Most traders don't miss opportunities because they're too patient. They miss opportunities because they're damaged before the alignment appears, and that's really true. If you look at how many times you've got in, got out, and say, oh, it's going to happen again, but then it just doesn't. So PBS exists to prevent that. What comes next is, this environment, does not last forever. So PBS, does not avoid opportunity. PBS waits for the conditions to change, and when they do, PBS engages with confidence. So the next video focuses on how participation returns and how PBS detects alignment, and how restraint transactions into action. So Please. PBS doesn't, teach avoidance. PBS teaches discernment. So when you observe, when you restrain, and when to participate. And that will save capital for the next time when you do see participation. So also, knowing the difference of the situation of these environments is the skill. So in closing, master patience, master discipline, and you will be blessed. Everybody have a blessed day. Peace out.